enjoy it. Talk about how crazy you drove me. Talk about them fakes you wrote me. Talk about them. Talk about them lies you told me. Talk about you colors you showed me. Talk about them. Talk about how crazy I drove you. Talk about how crazy you drove me. Talk about them fakes you wrote me. Talk about them.
Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. I'm so glad to be back on a Tuesday, and definitely, I really enjoyed this weekend, all the stuff they had on TV. If we look at everything, there was no Heisman surprise this Saturday night. Lamar Jackson, Louisville's first Heisman winner, took it home. Now, I would definitely like to issue an Amber Alert for this guy's socks. Where are those at? Where are they? My man didn't have on any socks. Maybe the first Heisman winner to win the award barefoot and give that speech with no socks. Now, 51 touchdowns combined, rushing and passing. Obviously, he must have knocked the voters' socks off. So, Lamar Jackson, he deserved this award. I want to say that he most likely won this the week they played Florida State. When College Game Day was in Louisville, it was a big stage. Layla Ali was the guest picker on that College Game Day episode, and he came out and destroyed Florida State, dropped 63. I was tired because I actually went to Game Day. Those of you who follow Zoe knows. I went to Game Day, came back home. We didn't get to go into the game. Came back home, fell asleep, and woke up in the fourth quarter, cut on my TV. I see 63 points up there. I was shocked. But I think that's a game that honestly won it for Lamar Jackson. And all the other choices were great. Deshaun Watson, D.D. Westbrook, Baker Mayfield, Jabril Peppers. You couldn't have gone wrong with the crop that they had to choose from. But Lamar was heads above everyone else there on the set of that Heisman presentation on Saturday night. So congrats to Louisville's first Heisman winner, Lamar Jackson. I know the city loves being able to celebrate this guy. I'm sure that he'll be there at the Yum Center next Wednesday when Kentucky takes on U of L. So I really look forward to seeing how this guy develops and grows as a player because he's just a sophomore. The pros say he's too skinny, but come on, he can grow into that frame, put on a little bit more weight, beef up like a Deshaun Watson. He's already put on 20-something pounds since he's been at the University of Louisville, and he's got a full year to develop that, a whole nother offseason as well as an entire season to get stronger. In the summer, he's got that time to put on that extra weight. The guy I feel bad for, Deshaun Watson, same song, 2-year runner-up. He'll be a great pro quarterback as long as he can stay healthy, as long as those knees hold up. I could really see him being like a Russell Wilson because he's really learned to protect himself when he runs the football, kind of the way Russell Wilson protects himself. And I think the knee injury really helped develop Deshaun Watson as a runner where he's not as reckless and he's finesse about the way he takes those angles and gets down before contact. So I really like Deshaun Watson and his potential ceiling in the NFL. He'll have that shot, but just so sad for him that he couldn't win it second time around. Deshaun Watson, keep working, man. Heisman stories, those were impeccable. I really like the story about Jabril Peppers. His dad was locked up at a very young age when he was young, and his brother was killed at 20 years old. And then D.D. Westbrook, he got hurt and lost the love for the game, ended up having to go to Blinn Junior College, turned into a star at Oklahoma. He's got 2 young kids. It was really good to see him up there and tell his story, as well as Lamar Jackson. Lost his dad and grandmother on the same day, and that's a hard thing. That's a really hard thing for anybody. So for them to all overcome that and make it to that grand stage, the pinnacle of college sports, which is the Heisman for college football, that's an outstanding achievement. So great award show, great selections. Lamar wins it. He deserved it for sure. Now, I'd like to move forward. NFL news, the Browns are 0-8 The Browns are 0-13. They lost so many games, I don't even know how many. And that's all I have to say about that. The Browns are just not a good team. Moving along to the Los Angeles Rams. You can put them in Los Angeles or St. Louis and they'll still be bad. Jeff Fisher got fired as the Rams coach. Now, the contributing factors to this, Todd Gurley's not happy. He came out after the game on Sunday and said they look like a middle school team, which they did. They even had a ticker on TV of how many touchdowns they scored in the Los Angeles arena over the past season, which has only been 5. Atlanta scored 6 on Sunday in one game, and the Rams can't even score 5 touchdowns in their own stadium. So it just shows me that you can take the bum out of the city, but you can't take the city out, the city out of the bum, I guess. But long story short, the Rams are just not a great team. They stink. And also a contributing factor to him losing his job, Eric Dickerson and him got into it about the fact that he's been very critical of the players, Mr. Eric Dickerson, and Jeff Fisher said he was not allowed on the sidelines as long as he's coach. Well, it looks like time's up, Eric Dickerson. Come on back down, like the price is right. Jeff Fisher's no longer there. I'm pretty sure that management said we can't have the one player that's synonymous with Los Angeles football not be allowed on the sidelines and not be welcome. We got to get this guy out of here. We're not good anyway. So I think there were a lot of factors that went into him getting fired, Jeff Fisher. But hey, he's been to a Super Bowl with the Titans, 1-yard loss. He'll be all right. Now, Les Snead, the GM for the Rams, called this an organizational failure. Now, Les, how long have you been there, and how long has your team not been good? When will Les Snead be called to the carpet for that terrible product that he puts on the field that's coached by people who obviously can't coach? When will Les Snead when will we get rid of that guy and get a coach in there that can do something? Because obviously Les Snead is not a great GM. I mean, so we'll have to see what the Rams do. Disappointing season, their first season in Los Angeles. 8 losses in 9 games. Not good. We thought the Rams would be good early in the season when they beat the Seahawks, but I had somebody that commented on my Instagram page and said, "You're crazy. You're a bum to call the Rams a bum. They're leading the NFC West." Well, what's happening now? What's happening now? Like Nelly. So definitely hope the Rams get that together because Los Angeles needs a good football team and not the scrubs that they've been putting out there on the field. And I'm not saying everybody on the Rams are scrubs, but they've been playing like it. And Todd Gurley, you have a right to say something because Todd Gurley wants to get off, needs a better line. So Les Snead, you make a change, or maybe you should be changed. Now, my shout out to the Pack. They back. The Pack, they beat the Seahawks 38-10 at Lambeau Field, 7-6. Can they snag the wild card? Now, that I'm not particularly sure of, but Aaron Rodgers, 246 yards, 3 TDs. He's smelling himself. Now, the Giants, they still run the NFC East. Who run it? They do. Why? They beat the Cowboys twice this season. That's the Cowboys' only 2 losses, and they break the Cowboys' 11-game win streak. Only team to beat them all year. So obviously they know something about the Cowboys and what they put in their sauce. They must be Plankton from SpongeBob and actually have the recipe to their Krabby Patty formula because the Cowboys can't beat the Giants. Odell broke out that moonwalk on Sunday night. Most QB to wide receiver touchdowns in team history with 34 TDs from Manning to him. And I just think that's amazing considering this guy's played 3 years. The 3-piece. So Odell, he's a great player. 9 TDs. Over 60-plus yards in his first 3 seasons, second most ever. I think the most was 10 that they showed. So this guy, he's going to go far. Odell Beckham's a great player. So I just look forward to seeing more highlights, more dances, more nays and whips, you name it. Now, the one takeaway I take away from this game, Cowboys versus Giants, Dak Prescott, yes, he did struggle, didn't play his best game. Everybody's hating, even Russ. Russell Wilson came out after the game and said they've got enough film on Dak Prescott, the league does now, so they'll have to do more on offense. And there were questions, has the playbook been simplified too much into Dak Prescott's comfort zone to where it stifles and stunts his developmental growth as a quarterback? Maybe, but Dak Prescott, I'm not worried about this guy. And look at Tony Romo. Tony Romo, he had more hope in his eyes than a cute puppy waiting to be adopted on Christmas. Tony Romo, calm down, man. He looked like he was so happy and he had so much optimism when he was watching the game. Did you see him in his little thing? Did you see him looking like Tony Romo, just relax, man. Dak Prescott's still the quarterback for this team. One bad game. I'll give Dak Prescott one bad game at 11-2, then give you a good game, bad game, 2 good games, 3 bad games. Like, Tony Romo, chill, man. Dak Prescott's the quarterback. Now, hoops, baby. Play of the weekend for me in basketball and all over sports, Grayson Allen's the rim rocker. This man drives down the lane against UNLV, and he throws down a monster jam, shakes the rim up, almost rips it off, and gives it to a kid as a present. Now, Grayson Allen, he's been hurt the entire year. His toes healthy, obviously, because this man went off on UNLV in Vegas, in their city. So, Harry Giles, when he comes back, this may make the Duke Blue Devils the Golden State Warriors of college hoops because they've got a lot of talent. Harry Giles, #1 ranked player in the ESPN Top 100. So when you put him with Grayson Allen, the young guy Frank Jackson, Emil Jefferson, Matt Jones, Luke Kennard, they have a star-studded cast. And the Duke Blue Devils, I think, will definitely make the Final Four this year without a doubt. Put them in any region you want. You can put them out west, east, midway, south, north, wherever you want. They will win that region, and they will be in the Final Four. But that was the play of the weekend for me. Grayson Allen, you got hops, man. You look like the guy that we come to know and love. Now, Villanova, they're still drunk from that chip. Still smelling themselves from that championship. They beat Notre Dame, came back. It was a rough game, but Josh Hart is an outstanding point guard. He sees the floor. He also can score and get the ball to his teammates. He scored half his teammates' points. They had 74. He had 37. So Josh Hart, he's a great player. And Chris Jenkins, oh man, this guy is just clutch. Did you see the muscles on all the M1s? He gets to the rim. He doesn't feel like he has to do as much. And I think hitting a shot like he hit in that championship game, Chris Jenkins, to win it at the buzzer against North Carolina, what that does for your career and to your psyche as a player, you don't feel any pressure. You've done the most you can do in college. You won a national championship on a buzzer beater. So I wouldn't care what happens. So I play free. I experiment with my game. I work on my handles, my shot. I work on everything else to build my resume for the NBA. So Chris Jenkins and Josh Hart, I really like those guys. They're going to have to carry that team because Oshefu, the big man, is not there. They don't have a bona fide big man, Villanova. How long can they go? They have these questions about Golden State. How long can they go without a big man? But Villanova, great team. Now, in the NBA, Russell Westbrook, his triple-double streak ended at 7 over the weekend. And when I saw that come up on the screen, I'm like, and so what? So what? Russell Westbrook can go out and get 20 straight. He doesn't care about 7 straight. For what? Who cares? So Russell Westbrook, great streak, 7 in a row. But they'll have a few more games throughout the season where they'll just come to him easy. I mean, these guys still got to play people like the Pelicans, the Kings, the Sixers, the Mavericks. So he'll get plenty more triple-doubles. And he's got 44 in about 600-something games. And LeBron, it took him 1,000 games to get to 44. So what does that tell you? Man, Russ, come out with some shoes, man. LeBron, obviously you're trying to pass him. Come out with some nice shoes, man. I know you probably have some. You got the True Religion endorsement, but we need to see some nicer Nikes, man. Come on. But definitely, the season in the NBA, it'll be interesting, especially with Russell Westbrook and the whole KD storylines. But definitely check out next show on Thursday. Make sure you watch because why? Zoe knows sports. Thank you for watching. Take care.